Great. Thank you, Naomi. Okay, it is 7:05, Wednesday night, February 14th, 2024. I'm Andy Fulton, Chair of the Conservation Commission, calling our meeting to order. We have good slate of members here tonight. From my left, we got Ray, we got Mike, Steve, Andy, myself, and Zuzu. And we have some guests here for our first event in the audience. Some of our forestry harvesters for the bid opening tonight. We also have Laura French and Jeremy Turner from Meadows End here to assist and help with the oversight of our bid opening. So I would like to jump right over the minutes and the planning board and any correspondence right into the first land management bullet, the Felch Farm harvest bid opening. And before we do that, I just ask if there's any comment or thoughts right off the bat from the audience. Those, okay. There being none, take it away, Jeremy. And Jeremy Turner, our contract town forester.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Andy. So my role as a town forester tonight is to kind of assist this process in awarding the timber sale bid for the Felch Farm. And what I thought I'd do is I'd just read through the sort of an introduction to the night and what we're going to navigate and how. And so I'll just go over the actual procedure. And it's going to involve a bid opening process, the evaluation process, and then the actual awarding process. So the goal tonight is for the town to objectively award the timber sale to the highest value and quality of services. Bid awards are based on the highest scoring bid out of 100 possible points. The bids are calculated through the use of an Excel program computation. So, just a side note, we were responsible in building out this bid sheet, which the contractors had studied and filled out, and we matched it, the point system based sheet, with a computation type software that we just built in house. So I'm about to explain that shortly. So first step is what we're going to call the opening process. So we're going to have the chair open each bid and just for the record announce who submitted the bid. From there, we're going to begin to announce. I'll be the announcer. I'll look at each bid and announce the bid stumpages and the qualification performances. So there's two sections, bid stumpages and basically performance measures that the bidders submitted. And once that's done, that's probably a good time for anybody here to ask any questions or clarification.
Laura, would you just pull the mic up closer to, thank you, Jeremy.
To me?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, thanks.
okay. All right, and then, so the values and answers of each bid will be verbally validated by the tallier, which is Laura, and the bid values of the stumpage and costs section will be entered into the bid valuation spreadsheet. So that's what she's going to be doing as I announce, and she validates by punching it in. The highest stumpage value will receive the full 50 points, and then the other bidders, the subsequent bidders, will receive a prorated number according to that highest number. I think that's what that does. Once the stumpage values are completed, we'll make copies of the actual bids and hand it out to whoever is interested in evaluating the bids, and then I can hand out the actual tallies, which will be will be handed out and basically just numerically identified for anonymity. The tally sheets will calculate the point values to the bidder's performance qualifications. That's that second half that I was explaining, which is also a possible total of 50 points. These points, when you're evaluating, they're not all or nothing. They can range with a maximum amount specified in each category. It just depends on the bidder's response and how comfortable you are with how they responded. The higher points are the better score. So after the tally sheets are completed by all evaluators, the values of each bid will be entered into this spreadsheet by the tallier. And then the stumpage and cost performance qualification points are summarized for total value of each bidder on a master sheet here. So that's the last step. And then at that point, we'll move into the last process, which is the awarding, and the sale will be awarded to the most responsive and responsible bidder through the point value system. Award is based on the best overall value and quality to the town, where a total of 100 points are possible. The criteria and evaluation considered when determining the highest overall value and quality are price, quality, warranty, service, professional training, availability, past performance, town forest harvesting records, and references. And the town does reserve the right to reject any and all bids. The town also reserves the right to postpone the official bid awarding if further fact or reference checking is considered necessary to verify the bid information. So that's the process.
Questions for Jeremy on the process? Statements?
Just got a quick suggestion. I think the empty spreadsheet, for the record, should get emailed to the conservation account right now, and then the completed spreadsheet, when we're done, should get emailed to the conservation, just in case anyone needs to deconstruct that spreadsheet, make sure there was, if there's ever any question on it.
Sounds good. Can we do that?
So Naomi, you would get a copy of that as well, right, if it gets emailed to conservation? So
What's your Wi-Fi?
Naomi's got, yeah, Naomi's got the Wi-Fi, she can share it with you.
While we're doing that, any questions, anything be helpful to clarify? What we're doing here is every one of the commission members who wants to fill out one of these tally sheets will fill it out. None of our members have to. It's entirely up to each individual member. Jeremy will fill out a tally sheet, and essentially there'll be an averaging of all the results to line up the order of score from highest to lowest.
Yes.
And then that's the capital, that's the number one, and that's the information center.
Okay, thanks.
And while we're doing that, Selectman Knapp, do you have a particular interest tonight to share with us? Or thank you for being here, and if you need to get my attention, please do, because we want to honor any input and thoughts you might have. And that goes for the audience. I'm not looking to close down any public discourse here, so within reason, speak up if there's something that's on your mind that's relevant to what we're doing. Okay, are we set?
Yep, I think you can open those up and announce who submitted the bid, and then
First bid is from White's Logging with Nate Corbin, representative. Second bid, we have D.H. Hardwick and Son, and Sons. And we have Dave and Marlo in attendance tonight.
They're from Hopkinton. Didn't you just say?
I'm sorry, did I do that wrong?
Is that
Hand it back.
Hopkinton or Hardwick?
Yeah,
Hardwick. You said Hardwick. but
yeah,
it's-
and
Yeah, the
and
co-
we're Hopkins Forest.
Yeah, you're
right?
Hopkinton, and you just said Hardwick. so I don't know which one.
I'm sorry.
But I didn't know if you were
I'm
just
sorry, D8,
referring
right.
us as, yeah, we are the owners, but I wasn't sure.
That's Hardwick, so that's not done.
See, already, we should have moved this over to the vice chair. Nice start. All right, and we have no, actually, I can't, I'm sorry, Don Hardwick, signed, is not present. Sorry about that. Thank you, Steve, for catching me. Now we move on to Hopkinton Forestry and Land Clearing with Marlo Herrick signing, and Dave and Marlo in audience tonight. Oh, I've got a empty.
In this order.
Fourth one is from Michael Sharp Enterprises, presumably the signature being Michael Sharp. Just curious, Jeremy, were there more than 4 outfits at the showing?
Yes, there was a total of 6 companies, I believe. 6, and one sawmill that I think was there for one of the outfits.
Where'd it go? Oh, it's in my trash.
Question for you guys being procedurally, I'd like to make a copy of each bid for each evaluator to have in front of them. Should we make those copies now before I read the bids out and validate them, or after?
Let's do it after.
Okay. Okay. So let's see, we're gonna start with alphabetically Hardwick.
Hold on 1 second.
So I'm just gonna read these bids verbally out loud for the record, and she's gonna enter the value side of it in, of the
Yep.
stumpage side. And when we read it, we'll, that'll help to make sure it's compliant and complete. Good?
So you starting with Hardwick?
Yep, starting with D.H. Hardwick. Okay, starting with stumpage values. With the white pine saw logs, purchase bid price per 1,000 is $336.
Hold on. Okay.
336. White pine box, $60 a 1,000. Red pine saw timber, $65 a 1,000. Hemlock saw logs, $110 a 1,000. Sorry. Red oak saw timber, $450 a 1,000. White birch saw logs, $275 a 1,000.
How much?
275. Black birch, saw timber, $275 a 1,000. Sugar maple, saw timber, again, $275 a thousand. Ash, saw log, $450.
Anything on soft maple?
Excuse me, yeah, soft maple, $275 a thousand. Ash, saw timber, $450 a thousand. Other saw timber, $275 a thousand. Hardwood pulp, $15 a cord. Pine pulp, $0. Hemlock, $0. Biomass chips, 0. Okay, these are costs. Access landing costs, $6,000. Recreational trail improvement costs, $2,000. And I think how I explained it, I'll just read the rest of the bid out loud verbally. So we've got all that content, and when it's done, everybody can ask for any clarifications or questions. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, so the performance measures for DH Hardwick and Son,
Oh,
these are
okay,
what,
hold
these
on.
are what you folks are gonna be evaluating, after we're done with this value side. So you don't have to do anything at this point. So question, if awarded, what season of the year would the harvest be completed in? Ideally, said spring of 2024. Is your company a member of the Timber Harvesting Council? Yes. Are your woods crews employees professionally trained? Yes. All. Do you have all wood operation safety policies? Yes. If so, please provide a copy. There's a copy supplied. Do woods crews wear personal protection equipment, safety apparel on site? Yes. That's the answer. Do you or your woods company have any records of violations or claims related to logging? No. Has your company completed harvesting on any town forests? Yes. List 2 or more town forests below and their foresters' agents' names. These will serve as a reference of your town forest activity. So they list the town of Pelham, town of Goffstown, town of Sharon, town of Ware, town of Francistown, town of New Boston. So that bid validation's complete. Go to, next in alphabetical, Hopkinton. Forestry.
While you're reading that, I'll make a copy of the first one.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, here's. Okay, second bid sheet, submission from forestry, or Hopkinton Forestry and Land Clearing. White pine saw logs, value of $290 a thousand. White pine box saw timber, $75 a thousand. Red pine saw logs, $100 a thousand. Hemlock saw logs, $50 a thousand. Red oak saw logs, $350 a thousand. White birch saw logs, 0. There's no value, or volume anyway. Black birch saw timber, 100. Sugar maple saw timber, 225,000. Soft maple saw timber, $175 a thousand. Ash saw timber, $300 a thousand. Other hardwood saw timber, $125 a thousand. Hardwood pulp, $15 a cord. Pine pulp, $2 a cord. Hemlock pulp, $1 a cord. $0 for biomass chips. Okay, the costs. Okay, so the costs, do not have any value, placed in there. It's a note beside here, it says, road costs are included in our stumpage value.
Should be 0.
Yes, be zero.
And same for recreation.
Mhm. Yep. Okay, so the performance measures, if awarded, what season would this ideally occur in? Winter, spring, 2024 ASAP, so comment. Is your company a member of Timber Harvesting Council? Yes. Are your woods crew employees professionally trained loggers? It says circled all or some. We'll probably need some clarification on that. Is it all or some? Both are circled.
Well, I would say some, there's a few employees that have not been, yeah, they're new employees.
Do you have a woods operation policy? Yes. If so, provide a copy. Okay, they provided a safety handbook. Do your woods crews wear personal protection equipment and safety apparel on site? The answer is yes. Do you or your company have any records of violations or claims related to logging? The answer is no. Has your company completed harvesting on any town-owned forests? The answer is yes. List 2 or more forests, and the town forest mentioned is Milford, town of Milford, and the second one's not a town forest, it's a state Corps of Engineer land. So that's ready for copying. So this third one is Sharp Enterprises. Sharp Enterprises. Did you notice if there was a check in this one?
I did not notice a check with anyone. Which one are we done with, the next one?
This one,
Ours came overnight, so check the envelope. His came in that white overnight envelope, so check the envelope.
oh, I've got the check for this one. I don't have a check for Marlo and
It
Dave.
could be in the envelope.
Is
too.
it in there?
It
Okay.
should be, yeah,
Okay,
it was the same one.
okay. Okay.
Bingo.
There you go. All right, you ready? So this is Mike Sharp Enterprises. Check. Okay, for stumpage values, bidded white pine saw logs, $350 a thousand. White pine box saw timber, $350 a thousand. Red pine saw timber, $75 a thousand. Hemlock saw logs, $75 a thousand. Red oak saw logs, $375 a thousand. White birch, $175 a thousand. Black birch saw logs, $175 a thousand. Sugar maple saw logs, $375 a thousand. Soft maple saw logs, $175 a thousand. Ash saw logs, $375 a thousand. Other hardwood saw logs, $175 a thousand. Hardwood pulp, $12 a cord. Pine pulp, $1 a cord. Hemlock, $1 a cord. Biomass chips, 50 cents. Costs, access landing costs, $3,000. recreational trail improvement costs, $1,500. You got everything there? Okay. Performance answers, what season would they harvest, be completed by the end of? Ideally, spring 2024. Is your company a member of Timber Harvesting Council? Yes. Are you Woods employees professionally trained? Says yes, and then it's written in as most. So I would say that's a some answer also. Do you have a Woods crew operation policy? No. Is the answer. Do your Woods crews wear personal protection equipment, safety apparel on site? Yes. When out of machines is the answer. Do you or a company have any records of violations or claims related to logging? Answer is no. Has your company completed harvesting on any town forests? Answer is yes. Listing 2 of town forests or agent and their agent's name. The town of New Hampton, the town of Danbury, and they also wrote in the state of New Hampshire as a reference. Okay, good? All right, the last one, White's logging. Okay, so these are submitted stumpage values by White's, starting with white pine saw timber, $390 a thousand. White pine box saw timber, $390 a thousand. Red pine saw timber, $80 a thousand. Hemlock saw logs, $55 a thousand. Red oak saw logs, $375 a thousand. White birch, $150 a thousand. Black birch, $200 a thousand. Sugar maple saw logs, $400 a thousand. Soft maple saw logs, $160 a thousand. Ash saw logs, $300 a thousand. Other hardwood saw logs, $150 a thousand. Hardwood pulp, $18 a cord. Pine pulp, $5 a cord. Hemlock pulp, $5 a cord. Yeah, those are good. Biomass chips, 50 cents a ton. Costs, landing costs, excess landing costs, $5,000. Recreational, trail improvement costs, 0. Okay. Performance measures. If awarded, what would be this harvest completed by the end of, by spring of 2024? Is your company a member of Timber Harvesting Council? Yes. Your Woods crews professionally trained? This is yes and some. Do you have a Woods crew operation safety policy? Answer is yes. And it is included in the bid. Do your crews wear personal protection equipment and safety apparel on site? Yes, is the answer. Does your company have any records of violations or claims related to logging? Answer is no. Has your company completed harvesting on any town forests? Answer is yes. The town forest and the agent's names listed. So the town of Northampton is listed. The town of Loudon is listed. Town of Sunapee is listed. So three towns. Okay, that concludes the verbal validation of the values and performance answers. So now you're gonna need to build the 50% measure, the 50.
Already did.
Okay, cool. All right, and then we can move on to the evaluation process. So Andy's making the bid sheet copies right now. So we'll hand those out once he's done with that. He just has this one left to do. I guess I can bring this to him.
These, I think, are
Oh, he hasn't copied those? Yeah, yes, he
Oh, did he put them back
so.
there? I didn't notice.
did say that. I'm guessing, is he the one copying?
Oh, it's a copy, so it's stapled.
Need a hand with anything else? Sure. So this is. Okay,
So those are,
that's gonna be, my evaluation
okay,
sheet.
so those are numbered, I already numbered them.
Okay.
So no one needs to number your sheet, they've already been just numerically
Okay,
numbered.
who, is anybody interested in evaluating from the board?
Sure.
Yep.
Guessing Andy's interested. Steve?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yep. Mike? Ray?
Sure, thanks.
This one. So we can start if you want, unless you guys have any questions about the performance measure section that I announced. So basically, you guys are gonna look at that and then fill out your score that you feel is appropriate for
Yeah,
each
I'd
question.
let hold off till Andy gets back,
Okay.
just so we're all
Okay.
same page.
Sounds good.
We have the stumpage values and the corresponding points. That's something.
Yeah, we'll wait, okay.
I made enough spots, just enough. Naomi, should I email that spreadsheet to you, the blank one and the filled out one?
There you are. I'm not, I'll get it in the morning. I'm just like,
But you're the person I should email it to.
if you do conservation.
Conservation will get all of us.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gets it.
Okay, this is White's.
What's the email?
Conservation at where,
Page.
NH.gov.
At where, nh.gov?
Yep.
You can tell me? your pencils.
Ah, awesome. That's like school.
Number two. The chairman requested that we use number two, lead pencils.
I don't think the erasers work on the mechanical one, so,
No,
Don't make a mistake.
no,
all right.
cross it out.
I'm just following orders here.
Still think it almost looks real.
Does it work, though?
I didn't like that at all. And it was frozen. I'll have to email that in the morning because the Wi-Fi is not penetrating.
Or put it on that drive and get
I
it
can do
drive.
that, okay.
Thank you for everybody's patience.
Yeah, thanks for.
Next step.
The next step is for each evaluator to review the bidder's answers on the second half of the bid sheets that have been photocopied in front of you. And again, it's a point-based system, it's not black and white, it's a range of up to points, so the more comprehensive the answer, I would suggest is probably a stronger point.
Right, so it's not a ranking as if you need to, for each question to have a certain order, but if everybody answers it well, everybody gets a, in your opinion, the same score, that's
Yep,
what we're looking for.
yep.
Okay,
But where are they answering it? It's just yes or no.
Yeah.
those are pretty easy.
Yeah, that's either 0 or 5, right? It's either, that's either yes or no. If there's something that's not clearly yes or no, then I guess that's where it's sort of that variable.
Also of note is the violations one. 10 is good, 10 means no, 0 means yes.
Right. Do we have a most desirable season for a harvest?
Yes, this spring, to be completed this spring,
Yeah.
because we still have the window of white pine seeds that have been set.
Yeah.
It's gonna get the same score.
Now, Jeremy, do you reach out to these, and ask, list 2 more town first forest jobs, do you reach out to these foresters and confirm that they've done work with them?
Have I, or do I plan on?
Is that a part of the process? Yep.
That's something that will need direction on from you folks, how you want that to be handled.
Do we have any questions about the process while we're doing this? Are we clear on what we're doing? Thank you.
I have
Yeah.
a quick comment.
Sure.
I know there's multiple reasons for this to be a spring job, and I completely trust you guys to keep an eye on it, but I don't want this just to be a spring job because that road isn't posted. That job was wet when we walked it, so. And everybody bidding here is Whole Tree Company, so the brush will be chipped, won't be in the skid road, so just, I know Jeremy is top notch and keeping track of mud, so I'm not really concerned, everybody bidding, I hope knows that if it's super wet and muddy, that it's not just spring job just because that road isn't posted, so.
Absolutely, and that's a good point. That's
Because
why.
it could be voted on being posted, by the way.
Okay. Good point, Benji. Thank you. I don't know that there needs to be any comment. That's for sure.
Wasn't a diss on nothing, and I know Jeremy absolutely trustworthy on not having mud,
Right, so the point is, it's weather allowing, roads allowing, things like that. Ready to hand them in, guys? Send them down. First time we've done this way, so we'll see how it all shakes out, but the intent is to have an answer tonight. I'll just go ahead and send the pencils down too. Right, thank you. Naomi, what do we do with bid documents? Is every bid document public document?
It should be stored here somewhere.
The originals?
You want the originals left here, and I'll take the
That's what
copies.
we have, highway garage did, everything else did.
Sounds good.
When we award a bid, is there a spot that shows up special on our website or anything like that?
You can put it on your website.
And do we have,
It's on there.
go ahead, Steve, yep.
So there's a state law on retention of records, and I would reference that. That question, has come up. So I think if you look at it, it'll tell you what the retention is. So it's I would,
And any of the bids are available by public request?
yeah, absolutely.
So with that, would any of the bidders like copies of what was evaluated tonight, what was received?
Are you able to give copies of them all tonight, or should I request them another day and you guys can email them over, or?
You can have them right there.
Okay, yeah, I'll take copies of them.
There you go.
Appreciate it, thank you.
copies are permitted.
You got a spare one, yeah?
So we gotta keep one copy in the file somewhere, or the original. Gonna put those downstairs, I guess, with a folder, or do you have somewhere, Naomi?
See the sheet?
I mean, we can, your
Sheet that
cabinets
that,
are downstairs, that doesn't mean we can't move them upstairs.
Any sheet that says 20.
I'm just saying, stick them in our cabinets, or somewhere where you have a file?
I have several file cabinets, but, they've been in yours.
Andy, I have these if somebody wants them.
Yeah.
Keep engine?
I don't need.
No, I was saying, I mean,
What do I do?
do you have like a town file location that bids should go in, or should they,
Well, I have, like, I have the highway garage under the highway. I don't have a bid folder.
I gotcha, right, so just put them in the
In the,
conservation, yeah.
That's cool.
It's commensurate with.
Right.
So those anonymous sheets we filled out should go in that file as well,
Right.
so just keep those.
I got a question for you.
Come on up.
David Herrick, Hopkinen Forestry. Just curious, what time of spring you think it'll run? Is it late spring after roads are unposted?
I think if it turns out to be, you know, what is it, February now, if March turns out to be 80 degrees and there's no rain till May, I'd say you probably have a good chance to get in there on the front end of spring.
Okay.
If-
Yeah, we've had some dry Aprils in the
Some of
past.
driest seasons, yeah, months have been
Oh.
April, May.
Who knows which way this one's gonna turn?
Yeah,
But like Benji said, when we walked it, and John probably gave you feedback, I mean,
yeah,
there's standing water everywhere.
yeah. Well,
So,
most of the state is that way now.
yeah. So I think it's just a function of, you know, us working together and
Yeah.
making
Okay.
a good decision based on ground conditions.
Sure.
you sharpen those this way?
Right. Yeah, the old
You
hand
still
crank.
have one upstairs,
Yeah,
in the classroom,
yeah.
outside my office.
Yeah.
The kids are like, what the hell is that?
Have any suggestions on this one?
Do they use
What, how to do it?
pencils anymore?
Yeah, in the past we've had these
If they
guys
don't
do
even
it.
know how to spell, they
Yeah.
do,
No cursive anymore?
When's the last time we did it?
just do these
We didn't catch it in
acronyms.
23 because of the disruptions.
They
So
don't
they're
have
pressing
check.
us,
They
Dennis
just
is
whip up
pressing
their
us.
debit card.
As usual.
Come on.
But, yeah, I don't know, I'm not,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
So basically, you, in your Excel sheet there, you've got the sale volume punched in, you're multiplying that by the purchase bid per unit.
Yep,
You're gonna come up with a total stumpage value.
yep,
Highest is gonna get 50,
Yep.
and you're gonna have a ranked order below that. And then you're adding that into the, what we just filled out there.
yep. The
Total
performance.
score would be,
Oh, the
then you're
averages.
going to list the scores. Is this correct?
Yep, exactly. That Mike,
If not,
you
I
figured
might-
that
oh,
one
yeah,
out pretty
yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's exactly. what-
Easier said than done.
Depends how often you work with Excel, I guess.
Typical male, didn't even listen.
Got a quick question. So the,
Go ahead.
is the stumpage calculation minus the cost for the improvements, right? Okay,
It's the overall value to the town.
got it.
So I may have missed this on these, on the stumpage. Obviously, well, as long as there are no ties, we've got first place, second place, third place, fourth. How did you award points?
First place gets 50 points, and then it gets prorated, the values just compared to each other, a portion of that 50 points. So if the top bidder bid $50,000, and the next bidder was $40,000, the top bidder gets 50, then second bidder would get 40, and if the bottom three bidders each bid $20,000, they would each get 20 points.
So it's on a straight scale adjusted to 100. Yeah.
Yep.
Worth 50. Got it.
Or 50.
Adjusted to 50, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. And just for dumb clarity, it's not as though the first gets 50, the second 45, the
No,
third
it's
40.
prorated,
Yeah, it's all
or it's
prorated.
whatever the.
Proportional.
Proportional, thank you.
Are we making out?
Last one.
Okay.
Just have to double check this one, 'cause I didn't stop it. Okay, it should be there. Oh, I have to enter one more thing. Which is there's six.
Or,
Oh, yeah, divided by,
6 evaluators, right?
so it's divided by 600, right? Let me read
300,
that.
350 per.
Yeah, okay, so it's the number of evaluators times 50, so it's divided by 300. Okay. There it is. So,
So is this the total?
that's the winning bid.
Okay.
So here, this is the net stumpage to the town.
Yep,
That's the percent of high score.
okay.
That's the number of points out of 50.
Gotcha.
That column H is carried over.
Okay.
Here, that's the stumpage points, that's just those same values.
Yep.
So this is the percent out of the total they could have gotten,
Mhm.
then set to the 50 points, and then this is just simply that plus that.
Yep, okay. Okay. So,
Can we print that for everybody here?
yeah,
We-
definitely. I don't know about right now, but.
Well, I mean, if you email it to that same address, Naomi, you can just hit print from there, right?
Put it on a zip. I have to do this. I have to save it
She's
to
got a
that.
thumb drive, because
Yep.
the
My Wi-Fi's not
Wi-Fi's not working. So
Oh,
we can thumb drive it. So
okay.
You wanna print this out?
I think it'd be helpful for everyone just to,
Sure.
I don't know, what do you think, Andy?
Naomi, can we pull files off a thumb drive on that printer?
No, on the just on her computer, you probably,
Yeah, I mean, I can get it from my phone and send it all that.
well, with the thumb drive, you'd have to put it in that computer and then,
Yeah, but I can't interrupt that, this is only for streaming.
all right, that's not gonna work then.
No, Naomi was saying she can get it to the printer from her phone.
Yeah.
With the thumb drive, how would you do
No,
that?
no,
We can't get it to the phone.
oh, we can't,
Yeah,
that,
internet is not working on this.
oh,
Let me try again.
Okay.
For some reason, it just won't, it's
I
not
have that
happening.
problem connecting here too.
It won't, well, it's like my whole email's freezed up.
Oh, your email did?
Be-
Okay.
Everything else is working. Let me see if I have. I don't know, it won't even close. I can,
Thumb drive it, and I
can
can try
you
it.
thumb drive it to your
No.
computer and then
That's-
email it
I
to your
can't,
phone?
That's only used for streaming.
Maybe Jer's email works. It's on the thumb drive.
You try forcing the email app to close, Control Shift
Yeah.
Escape.
Try
Or,
that
oh,
again. Let's see.
Which one is it for?
So, tally at meeting is the one filled out, and the one below it is the end task.
Okay, who's this going to?
to,
conservation.
At wherenh.gov.
Okay.
Where .nh.
we moved over to the where
Oh,
nh.gov, because the other one was,
It's a security
Taken.
network.
I see.
This one is right on that screen. Mine just sent too, so you're probably gonna get a couple copies now.
Oh, it did send? Good.
Yep.
Now, the squirrel can go from there to here, we'll do what?
It's asking a lot of squirrels.
Carrying acorns.
Did it go?
Mhm.
I don't have it yet.
No, maybe.
Someone's gonna have to do some fancy page, like print setup,
Right.
cause it's long and wide.
while we're waiting for the miracle of technology, is there any reason why we should not announce what we have for numbers?
No.
Yes.
So go ahead and let's get the results, so those who wanna
I'll just start with the winner.
wait can wait, and
Back to the stumpage.
Yep,
This is the final tally.
final tally.
These
so if
are
we
the-
just have a name and a final score,
Mhm.
Okay, name of the winning bidder is White's Logging at a total score of 94 points. Second place is Sharp Enterprises at 84. Third is DH Hardwick at 82, and Hopkinton Forestry Main Clearing fourth at 74 points.
You wanna know the stumpage? You can give the breakdown.
Yep.
So this is the net stumpage.
Do you guys wanna hear it?
Yeah, can we hear the stumpage, Rick?
Yep. So, starting with White's total net is $97,558. Sharp Enterprises is $87,000, it's $87,152.50. Hardwick, DH Hardwick total is $66,637.50. And then Hopkinton is $64,920. And
This is the qualification, the total out of 50.
Mhm.
that they-
Do you wanna hear the total qualification scores?
Let's make it part of the record, yeah.
Okay. Qualification scores,
Might as well go with the winner first, stay in the same order.
yeah, I will, yep. White's is 44. And then, Sharp is 34. Oh, 39, excuse me. And then Hardwick's 48, and Hopkinton's 41. Did you get the email? Anybody?
Okay, those are the results.
Do not.
And we've got a big file that's floating around through the digital world. It will land eventually, and with some assistance, we can, or with some savvy, folks can print that up. But are there any questions, particularly from our audience members, on where we're at here?
Is there a possibility of getting some, copies of the scores tomorrow?
Won't everything, I think everything will be on the email, right? I mean, in the town website, right?
I don't know where you
Yeah,
gonna put it.
well,
You can get, I mean, if we don't put it on the website, they can make copies.
Do you just want the scorecards that we just did?
I think he was just asking for a breakdown of what you've got.
Yeah,
the spreadsheet.
Which is right now in the,
well,
Yeah.
coming to Naomi somehow,
It's in
right?
there somewhere.
Squirrels in the wall.
but what I would propose is, Meadows End can provide that information upon request, and clearly you guys have asked for it, so, you know, Laura, Jeremy, you can get it over to Marlo and Dave and make sure that they have what's interesting, and we'll see if,
Oh, I just got it.
all right, maybe there's, I'm not sure about what Laura was saying about printing it out tonight, but Naomi's taking a look at it now. If there's something, we might be able to have that for you right now, or you can,
Couple days, whatever.
yeah, get a file shared in some fashion from you guys. Is that
Are you
reasonable?
saying you wanna just share this whole spreadsheet?
Well, let's go back to Dave, and go ahead, come up to the mic, Dave. Just specifically what would be of interest and value to you?
Yeah, well, kind of what everybody's pricing was, and not that I don't have that on this, but the score of the,
Scoring.
you know, on performance score, I guess, you'd call it.
Right.
Yeah,
So that would be the whole spreadsheet.
right. Great.
It has, instructions on it, but it's, if you understand spreadsheets, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, from, you know, my perspective, and anybody on the commission speaketh otherwise, yeah, we want you guys to be aware of how these numbers fell into
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
So, you know, whatever our folks, hired help can share, that would be helpful to you, is A-okay with me, and if somebody else has a different feeling on that, then now's the time to speak. Otherwise, these guys know that we're perfectly happy with them, for them to share that with you.
I can send it right now if you give me an email, then we're done.
Even better, yeah.
You holler whenever you, well, I think he's got it too, but it's Marlo MARLO @HFLCNH.com.
Don't imagine when I watch that.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Get the micro.
Magnet that.
Hubble telescope.
It's okay.
You good?
I can't make it a PDF. It would take me a little while to do that.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Appreciate your time tonight. Thank you for your interest.
Good night.
Naomi.
Yes,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
You guys did make a motion and
Well, we just need to make a motion for, just say, either me or Andy to sign the actual contract.
That sounded like a motion.
Okay.
Do we have a second on the motion?
Before we go through that, yeah, it wasn't, it was a question more than a motion.
okay, that was not
Because
a
we did have the question before, did we want to do any reference checks? So the winning bidder, how many town forests do they operate on?
They listed three.
Three?
Northampton, Loudon.
I'd be happy to give you phone numbers for those as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, I know how to get hold of Charlie or Lee.
Yeah, I just want to throw it out if folks feel like we need to do that or not, and who we want to do it if we do, but
I don't want to take any of this out of the forester's hands.
right.
I don't see personally any need to, and as always, I'm glad to be convinced otherwise if there's some reason otherwise.
I think just,
I'm
we
not
just go,
I'm not volunteering to call anyone, I'll tell you that much.
yeah, I think we just go ahead and award it, and, just on the good faith that there's 3 different town forests there that were already listed.
Oh, yes, for 2.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion that, the commission authorize either the chair or the vice chair to sign the contract.
Second?
12 pages came with zeros.
That's because that was the blank sheet.
Yeah, that's the
You guys
original
wanted
sheet.
the blank one too.
Gotcha.
Sorry, is there a question?
No, there was a motion
Yep.
seconded.
All right, so Steve made a motion that we authorize either the chair or the vice chair to sign the timber harvest contract
With
With-
the winning bid.
with the winning bid being White Slogging.
Right.
And I will, in commentary, ask, you guys prepare that contract? Who prepares the thing that signs? Yeah.
Yeah, we always
Okay.
prepare.
Yep. Okay,
Few minutes, who seconded it, because she doesn't know anybody, so, okay.
sure. Steve made the motion, Zuzu seconded.
Just to clarify, so, because I didn't say it fully, so we are authorizing the chair or vice chair to sign the contract with the winning bidder, White Slogging. So it doesn't get messed up anywhere.
Yep. Any other thoughts on that? There being none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Right.
That's all in favor. Excellent. Thank you for being here tonight, Nate.
Absolutely, Andy.
Any
Pleasure.
any further questions from you at this point?
Should I step up or?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so, just to be clear, I dealt with Matthias before, but I handle the intent to cut, wetland permit, you handle the contract, and we should be good to go, correct?
Yeah, you
Okay.
get all the filing.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Appreciate your interest.
I'll be in touch.
Yep.
See you later, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. That-
Yeah.
Different experience, but happy with where we're at, so really appreciate what you put into it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, you guys have other business, correct? Okay, so I'm gonna just try to carefully, quietly, and quickly get some of these copies, and you're gonna be left with all the originals, but we need to get checks back to people that didn't win. You want me to take care of that? That's what I thought.
Yeah, and I'm comfortable with your, following what you do as far as what goes along with those. Yeah, that one seemed to be missing a couple pages. That's a complete set there.
Okay, this is complete set.
Yeah, that's why that one was upside down.
Does the non-winning bidders do they all gonna get a cover letter saying thanks for bidding and here's who won, or what do you usually do for that?
Yeah, I usually send an email out, if that's acceptable, that's what I'll plan on doing. And I typically, provide the results. So it's very clear, and if anybody wants more of the transparencies, like that Excel thing, I can offer that too.
Yeah, I mean, we're only better served by folks knowing how to,
Sure.
sharpen their,
Yep, and I
sharpen their
always
subsequent work if they can.
include you guys, the Concom, as a CC of the announcement I email out. You guys authorized it and gave me directive to move forward with it, so I'll let people know.
Yep.
what they did with it.
Great.
Thank you.
Sure.
And Jeremy, while you're here, has the Collins Ledge monitoring in the past been a fairly decent, simple task for you guys?
Yeah.
We did not catch that last year due to our disruption, I'll call it, but had some things put on hold. But with that, ask the commission whether we want to task our forester with getting that monitoring report done for Spinnif. When I say for Spinnif, because they hold the executive interest on Collins Ledge easement, and one of their tasks is to make sure the primary easement holder is doing the easement monitoring.
Yep, that sounds good. Just ask Meadows End to send us a email letting us know when they're gonna be out there to monitor. You're talking about doing the perimeter walk?
Yes. Yes, so we can, we can either look for a FSA on that, or we can look for a, a statement of work using the hourly or what have you. So maybe putting that back the other direction and seeing what we get from you guys, Jeremy, on doing that work would be helpful. So we don't approve anything right now, but when you have a moment to just scope out what's involved, let us know with an estimate of FSA type estimate on it. Then we can take that up next month.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather do a little different approach on that.
Speak to it, sure.
I think we just authorize, an expense against the conservation fund that Medicine does essentially the same protocol that they did last time it was monitored, provide us with a report, just with a, a not to exceed amount, and with the stipulation that the work has to be completed by, no later than November.
Yeah, it's that, getting to that not to exceed amount. That's not in my head. I don't know what that number is.
I don't know, say $2,000, it's not gonna go to $2,000.
I mean, it's an hourly,
Yeah, off the hourly.
right?
So it's no more than travel time, a couple hours walking around, a couple hours reporting, it's probably 1,000, if that.
Because you want a written report.
You have to have a written report. You have to fill out
But
their,
what we want is that to go to Spinnif.
but it's their format.
Right.
So they gotta, so I mean, if you figure a couple, hour and a half down, hour and a half back, couple hours writing a report, couple hours walking around. I mean, you're into like, you know, a day and a half worth of work anyhow, so. And you wanna say not to, I'll make a motion. So, that Meadowson, monitors the Collins Ledge property using the same protocol as 2 years ago, completes the submittal for Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forest against the hourly paid for by the Conservation Fund, not to exceed $1,500, and completed by November 2024. That work?
I can second that if you want.
Good enough? I think 1,500 to cover that should be.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's not to exceed, it's adequate.
Okay, Steve's made the motion. Do we have a second on the motion?
Second.
Ray made the second. Do we have any further thoughts on that? Necessary chore to get accomplished. So now that we've got these guys on board for the year, let's get it done. No other comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's all in favor. Thank you, guys.
Sure, so
Thank
just
you.
clarification on that, that's the conservation fund, expense.
Yes.
So it's gonna go in the conservation fund hourly,
Correct.
FSA.
Yeah.
You don't need nothing from me,
Yeah,
except for Bill less than that,
correct.
and then reporting.
Yep. Thank you for your assistance.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We're here again. We hit February 14th with regularity for this meeting. We sure
Time
do.
we get to spend it.
There you go. At least we brought you both out. Thank you, guys. That was quite a process, so I think it worked out well, and we can move ahead finally, so.
Yeah, sometime off the record, I'd like to learn, from like Ray, how that worked from all of his experience in bidding and how painful it was or inefficient or.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Steve, you want to run with Barden Property Asbestos Abatement and Demolition RFP?
Yeah, everybody gets a chance to look at that?
So, Chairman, those are all the originals without.
Minus
checks.
the checks.
It was on the thing? was it?
Yeah, do we need to get, Naomi, can we print that out? Does anyone, I didn't bring a paper copy either.
I did not.
You didn't make many changes, right? From the last time you saw
Is
this?
that yours?
Last one?
You want to email that?
Yeah.
No, there's no changes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There was like one numbering issue that I fixed.
Good night.
Bye.
This town email is doing something I don't like. It's wants me to sign in, but I don't know how to sign in.
You have to download another app to
Oh,
be able to sign in.
Crap, you kidding? Just when I thought I was out of the woods. I was getting them all real good for the first couple weeks, and then all of a sudden it started asking me to sign in.
It only asked me to sign in once in a while, but it doesn't, I think you only need that app initially, right?
I just had to use it tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I'm
why.
getting all of this stuff.
Yeah, I get those too.
I don't know how to erase them, that's all I
What are
get.
those? How come I don't get any of that?
I wish I
I'm
wouldn't.
filled with those.
That's all it is.
How are you getting spammed and I'm not?
It's not.
Special.
It's the program that filters,
Essential?
Yeah.
it
I don't get
filters
any of
out
that.
things, but that's all I get, 'cause it does it like once or twice a day, and it sends you a notice that it did, but I don't know how to erase them.
I don't get
And
that at
now I
all.
don't know how to sign in, so it's useless.
Yeah, but isn't just signing in your regular email, or you saying you need that,
Like authenticator.
authenticated?
If you look at
Right.
my
I've
screen,
only
there's,
had to
there's
use
no
that
real
second.
place that I can go to sign in.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, right there, press that button, sign in.
Is it gonna do it?
Yeah, you just put in your password.
Oh, great, now I gotta remember that.
It's like a baseball team with a year.
Well, I think we entered all of my passwords are pretty much the same. Okay, so. Let me try something.
Yep.
Rocking.
I
Terrifying.
think all night's supposed to be about that.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Keep it rolling.
So, the town of Bow had they had the most simple asbestos abatement contract that I could find. There were some other ones that were way longer and more complicated, but I think like our project is like super simple as far as asbestos abatement. And I think there's a lot of things that are just inherently covered by state law that, we don't have to get too worried about. So the only real questions, if running through this thing, we've got, so the actual, the sampling report will be an attachment, to this that gets posted. We need to figure out, when we want to do the pre-bid inspection and who is going to be the contact. And there are just some sample timelines, and then the actual Avatar property card is an attachment just for them to be able to, look at the footprint of the building to get rid of it and utilize Bo's bid form, which seemed pretty reasonable. And I think it's clear that we could award line item 1 without line item 2, but hopefully everybody thinks that's clear. So that's the idea. They would give us a quote for each. Obviously, line item 2 is dependent on line item 1, but, so the abatement's line item 1, line item 2 is demolition. And got wording, as we discussed previously, that just take it down to the concrete, not to remove the concrete. And I don't think I missed anything, but I guess that's, that's what everybody else. And then, the liability limits, Naomi, are those okay? That's, section 7.1. That's just what Bo had.
Yeah, I know the 1 million, 2 million, that looks about right. I think some of them call for 500,000. But I think 250 is probably ample.
Not much property to damage up there anyhow.
That's kind of the goal.
So to have us ready to put out, you said the things were coming up with the contact and the date for the mandatory pre-bid.
Yes.
And to do the pre-bid, do we need anything other than keys to any locks we have on it?
I don't think so.
Or folks being able to enter both structures to have a good look around? Naomi, do you know who has keys for any locks that might be on the structures now?
I don't know that there are any keys on it.
Yeah, there are. Remember when I went up there and you had the,
But I've
public,
also been told people are living in it still.
I hope not. That'd be a problem.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
When I was up there, it was, you sent the public works guys up and,
Right, and they took the bottles were removed and everything else, but I've been told when there was little to no snow, there was people in there. That's why. But I didn't go look.
yeah, I haven't really
I
noticed
have
it.
not noticed any tracks heading into
No,
them.
this was before the snow, I imagine. It's probably a good time to have a party in. Especially that round building.
Yeah, I wonder if they were just partying or something, or,
So,
yeah.
if they have, they've either broken windows or cut the locks, right? I mean, we can have it looked at, I don't remember.
Well, if worst comes to worst, we can just cut the locks that day.
Or just knock the door in.
No, I
It's gonna
mean,
be demolished anyway. You're not gonna damage it.
yeah, well, yeah, but you don't want to do that that morning. Who's ever gonna do it? All right,
People
s-
in one over by Buzzell Hill, they partied in it until, it's crazy.
yeah, I've never seen any activity up there. I mean, I've been in and out of there a few times, but who knows? All right, so who's doing the pre-bid tour and when?
I never know when I'm gonna be around during the day.
I mean, I can be there. Do they have access up to the house right now, or are y'all gonna have to park on 114?
I don't go by there, but if there's any snow, we haven't touched anything.
No, it's all snow covered and,
Yeah,
I
we haven't-
assume the
we
state
haven't
plow
plowed
trucks
it,
have-
Cause that just invites
Right.
curiosity.
yep, no, yeah.
Yeah, just go to Parker Lawn though.
There
Park on the
probably
highway.
isn't enough
Yeah.
snow to stop you from going in anyways.
I think it's gonna be the ice wall.
Oh,
So the best bet on this is pick a date and time. And then decide if you wanna like meet here, and caravan up there or not, or meet,
That'd probably be best.
I would think it would be easier to meet here,
Yeah.
only because I can't even find this place.
Yeah.
I keep looking for it and I can't find it, so.
Easier to find going towards the high school and coming back this way.
I've looked for it and I can't,
Across from 492.
across from 492.
it's got a little diagonal to it, the driveway, but yeah.
When you go towards the high school, it's an easy shot, but if you come the other direction, it's not.
So then, yeah, Mike just have to
Is
pick,
that close to where Pete Remillard used to live? It's close to that,
It's before it,
right before it.
a few houses before.
So what do we have to give for notice?
You have to put it usually in circulation 2 weeks ahead of time. But you wouldn't put it out in the Dodge Report. You probably get bigger takers in the Dodge Report than you would the town website or the other.
Probably do both, right?
Oh, yeah,
through
we
the town
can go.
website, and
I'm
then,
just saying, you'll get more takers than we will.
yeah. I can contact, Bob and give him this thing here, and he'll just post it.
Yeah, you just gotta fill in the blanks, I think, what Steve's trying to say.
Yep, gotta fill in the blanks. Basically, we have to pick a time, and when the time comes close, we'll just have to see who's around to do it. We'll just have to make sure somebody, one of us, I can, once I find it, I can take somebody there.
Yeah, and if there's both of us, that doesn't hurt anything, you know?
No,
All right, so basically we pick a date and a time. For questions, just put conservation at where@nh.gov, and then one of you two handle them. And then the only thing, as far as if we're gonna wait 2 weeks to get that thing noticed, does it still make sense to do it? Because you literally have
you wanna do
4
it
weeks till
first
the next meeting.
week of March, first week of March, probably? No. When do you
Yep.
want,
That's too short a time.
no, for the, pre-bid,
It won't be 2 weeks before the 1st of March. It's too late to put it in the paper now, for this week.
so today's the 14th, right?
Right, I know, but the newspaper had to been in by this afternoon.
What newspaper?
Well, I put it out in the messenger because it's cheap, and it's a paper of circulation, which is required.
And that'll come out next week?
It would come out next week if I get it to him, but I'm not here after Friday for a week.
Yeah. So 2 weeks from now is the 28th of February. So,
So do you want to just pay for the union leader?
If you wanna pay 3 times more, sure.
I mean, what are we
They're
talking?
absurd.
Huh, are they really?
Talking $50 versus 200 and something. We did that in a pinch to get it in there right away. I wouldn't do that. You get the same quality from one as you do the other. They have an online version with the messenger, and they have the paper one that's still in the store still.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I mean, so realistically, it bumps us back to the April meeting to open it then.
yeah.
Yeah, as long as we
If
get
you
it.
get snow, how are you gonna get up there? That's the other thing, you're gonna pick an alternate? It's gonna
You mean,
be-
no, just walk in there. I mean, to them to look at, just walk. They got 180
You
days.
guys can do what you want.
Yeah.
I'm not over there.
It's an easy walk.
It's, yeah, I've done that before. I've walked jobs in the 2 feet of snow
I did
before.
evictions, I'm not gonna go do that.
So, you could do your,
Go back it up from your meeting then,
yeah,
if you wanted to have them, I mean, what does it take to put a bid together?
yeah.
So when
If you did the walkthrough on March 6th, and then had the bid opening on the 13th, which is the second Wednesday of March, you could theoretically, or you could wait till April. We waited this far.
I think you might have more success in April.
Yeah,
Just because
More
of some
time.
time and,
so do the mandatory walkthrough on,
It'll be April 10th.
that
The
last week in
11th?
March. You could do it the last week in March, that gives them 2 weeks to put something together for you.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So what, the 25th
Then
of
we can
March?
we can advertise it, even when I got back, you could advertise it, and you could put it in your place. And the longer it's out there, the better it is.
Yeah,
But you just have to pick a close date. Like when, so you're gonna go on, but when, no, I didn't mean a close date. So you're gonna go on a walk when?
say,
The
Like through the
26th,
week?
March 26th.
do the walk on March, yeah.
Doesn't it get lighter here in March something? Like it pays light to like 6:30 now?
Yeah,
In
Not
March
yet, but
sometime.
soon.
6.
Yeah, daylight savings changes. But it's gonna be in the morning and.
Yes, it would be, you'd want to do it in the morning. Usually around 9 in the morning, they have those walkthroughs, because all the estimators like to get that done in the morning, then they go back to their office. So, say you pick the 25th or the 26th of March, Monday or Tuesday, right? It's just an arbitrary day for the walkthrough. I would almost want to do the walkthrough on the 18th or the 19th. That would give them 3 weeks to prepare their bid. Because they're gonna get busy this spring, so they're gonna,
You pick a day.
what do you think, Mike, the 18th or the 19th?
Yep, either works for me.
Mandatory
As long as I get
walkthrough.
enough notice.
Yeah,
That's enough notice.
so we'll say March 18th. That's on a Monday
9 AM?
at 9 AM.
Where are you gonna meet, there or here?
At the town, what is this? parking
Town
lot?
office building.
Town office, the Ware Town Hall,
No, this is town office building.
yeah.
Cause you'll be sitting up where there's nobody at the town hall. You can put the address. if you
Yeah.
want. And bids no later than, your meeting would be April 10th,
Yeah, so it'd be April 10th.
4 PM on April 10th, yeah. you
Yeah.
can- And then you can just bring them in.
Yeah. All right, so that's all that needs to get modified, I think.
Okay. So when you,
And
So-
then read out loud at the April.
Yeah. And I will scan the report and email that out.
so that they meet at the Ware Town offices, March 18th at 9 o'clock.
You want, who's, call, if there's any questions to call who?
Well,
The
either,
conservation at where.nh.
No, but it says if there are any questions, okay, so you wanna use conservation?
Yeah,
And
it's just
either Ray or
contact.
I can answer.
yeah. And then, where's the slot for when it says the bid openings will be?
It's right underneath it. It says it's gonna be on page number 4. One, submitted the sealed envelope, no later than 4 o'clock on the 10th, which is your next meeting in April. Bids will be publicly opened and read at the April conservation meeting. See that?
Nope.
First page,
I'm
Section
looking.
4.
4.1.
4.1, flip over the first page. I think I double-sided them.
4.1. Yeah. Must be submitted no later than 4 PM.
On the 10th, that's your next meeting date,
It says March 13th.
right, April 10th.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we
put
changed it to April
10th.
10th, so.
Okay. And that's it.
Gotta put a 15 in front
We
of
could put
flame.
on, we have a section on the thing of bids on our website instead of just notice. And there's a lot of places that pick up our bids.
Yes.
Yep.
Somebody probably would pick it up.
I think it is.
But I can give Bob the heads up anyway.
Naomi, do you have a copy of that asbestos sampling report as well, or do I have the only copy?
You got a copy, didn't it make you?
He gave me the
I
copy.
gave all the copies to Steve.
Yes, I mean, either I need to scan it or you need to scan
No,
it.
I think, it's Brothers 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look for their email.
Oh, you already got it scanned?
I think, I'll have to look, I can't remember.
Let me know if I need to scan it, because otherwise I'm gonna have to scan it with my phone.
I'll do that.
Okay.
It'd be kinda nice to put that report in at the summary with this so that the people could look at everything and.
It's an attachment to this.
It's an attachment.
So it listed as an attachment to this, yeah. So that would be mandatory.
So, yeah,
So that'll get posted along with this and the Avatar property card. And then they have everything we
I
have.
would assume you put all that, this together with the report, right?
What's that?
You put this together with the report attached to it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the three things that are gonna go is this, the Avatar property card, and the report.
I just stapled them all together.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all, however, if you wanna,
And then
this goes back to you have Adobe Pro or not, where you can put them into one file, or you can have 3 PDFs.
And then you get their bid form that you want them to.
Yeah. So are you making the changes, or you want me to make the changes and email them? Okay, you got it? Cool. Feels like we're making some progress.
Yep.
go ahead and make the changes and post everything, it's okay? With the change. Go ahead and just post it sooner than later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the more interest we get, hopefully the better price we get out of it.
yeah, sooner the better.
So as promised, I am going to excuse myself.
Very well. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. We'll, see y'all.
All right, now we're gonna fly through the rest of this. Makes business, so, thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
See you
Good
next
night.
month, Steve.
All right, I am going to recommend we hold the minutes of January 10th for approval next month. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
They are meaningful, and we want to get them as right as we can, and including anything we think is pertinent. Just a bunch of information things. A lot happened after last meeting. A lot happened. First thing was I attended a planning board meeting, shared our recommendations with the planning board on the wetlands buffer changes, the proposal to go to town vote, and some of those changes were well received, some were felt not necessary, and the big addition we got out of it was we did get Craig and Tom Carr, our former conservation chair, who's a wetlands scientist, weighed in on it. So his comments were received. So only good things, in my view, could come from that. And Zuzu's idea on having a sort of carve out, if you don't want to go through all this rigmarole, was actually taken one step beyond what we suggested, which was, I think we'd suggested the minimum 50 feet be held.
It's the existing.
Existing,
yeah.
right. Well, that was jumped up to the maximum 75, at least that was a discussion, so. We'll see how it all shakes out. I haven't seen the final language, but at least it was
They
considered.
removed
Really?
it, Pulled it.
And thank you. Even a little more. I was not aware of that, so.
Yeah, they pulled it
Stop,
because
stop.
Craig didn't have time to go through changes, and there wasn't only grammatical you could do anyway, so they're gonna pull it off for 24 and look to do 25.
Even better. Thank you. I appreciate that information, which was not picked up probably by the recording, but the point was that planning board pulled that warrant article and has some more work to do, and I think we'd anticipate seeing it next year. All right. We did have one mail item that Naomi shared, a restoration plan approval. This is for a property with a little bit of frontage on Lake Horace. Just for our awareness. So I do not know what the, these are something that follows a violation. So presumably something was disturbed that shouldn't have been disturbed, and the remedy is to have this restoration plan submitted. It was prepared by Meridian, submitted, and been approved by DES, so there's some work out there on the southwest side of Lake Horace under these stipulations, so that is noted. And with that, we already hit the 3 land management items. After last meeting, Naomi shared town engineer punch list regarding Cortland Ave, the things that need to be done to get that construction bond released. And that was good to see. That is essentially off our plate, is where we're at now. the,
I just wanted you to know that the boundary markers are still in here.
on the punch list, yes. As Naomi just said, the boundary markers are a point on the punch list, and before we can do anything else out there as far as monitoring and holding up our deal on an easement, conservation easement, then we need the boundary markers. They're on the punch list. We'll see where it goes. We also had Steve Nager spoke with Steve Caggiano, a good conversation. The tenor of that conversation, as Steve related it, was where should be able to work towards a amicable resolution that preserves the integrity of our town property. So it was a good conversation, which is what we wanted to hear. Next item's a invoice, and I just need to double check on this. This was some work that was done in preparation for this bid that was just awarded tonight for the Felch Farm harvest. So Naomi, can I, in this interim before town meeting, submit an invoice for payment, or do I need to hold it until we get
You
through?
have no money right now until the warrant article.
So,
Just like us, we have to spend just default, nothing else.
right, and we
Payroll, that's the heat and the
we-
payroll.
we talked about, I guess, a December meeting, and we got some things done in December, but this one was some January work. So I need to explain the hold and have every reason to believe that come town meeting, we can move ahead one way or the other on that and get them paid up. And does, Naomi, do you know whether Beth responds with anything to folks sending invoices at this point?
She had
Or
to leave early today, she had something, so I don't, she usually sends you guys stuff too, and I don't think you got it this month.
No, I mean as far as getting back to Meadows End and letting them know that we are in, payment hold. That would be something for me to do, not something that Beth's gonna address.
I know she wouldn't.
Thank you. All right, so I need to just make sure the folks at MCC are aware of what we are doing with this annual hiatus that we get every year, so. I will email a response on that so they know what's going on. This is just noting things for the record. We did get the right-to-know request on financial information from former Selectman Jack Meany, and that has been moved over to Beth to address accordingly. So nothing more on that. We did get the annual report submitted.
Going to the printer in the morning.
So all set with that. These are just things to note. We received a letter from Ray Banks for interjection at deliberative. And Ray expressed his concern for the land as well as his concern for the community and his sort of historical association with the land. So that was something that's part of the deliberative record. If anybody, did I get that? Did I forward an email on that one? Or did Steve forward? All right, that is something I will email around the commission.
That'd be great.
We've collected in our work on the Bank Schmidt property and our advocating for preserving the hayfield. We've collected a lot of documents, and with Naomi's help, those got posted to our web page on the town website. So thank you Naomi for doing that. And that's a bunch of information that's available that we should share with anybody who's looking for understanding on our position and why we have taken the position we have. And towards that, at the deliberative, actually, no, the first thing is, in between last meeting and this, Steve and I attended a number of Board of Selectmen meetings to advocate for having a warrant article from the Conservation Commission on the warrant, and ultimately that did happen and will be on the warrant, Article 24, I believe. Do you know if that's correct? Do the other ones stayed? Or
Yes, 24.
it's still 24?
Forster's 23.
Yep. And we had some slight modifications of Article 24 at the deliberative session. And actually a fair bit of commentary on Article 23, the town forester. So it'd be worth your while to, I think we've got that meeting so folks could look at it.
7
There-
hours of it?
That was
Yeah,
I made
it was
through
a
some, but if you
long-
get
Double
a
speed.
timestamp, I can zone in on there.
It was a long day. And for just about everybody, I think it was pretty grueling. A lot of concerns shared. We had some substantial support, able to, or saw folks proposing some modifications to warrant articles. My opinion, it's never a fully satisfactory endeavor, but it's a worthwhile one. And we don't want to perpetuate hard feelings, but there are some hard feelings for sure. And that's regrettable, but perhaps unavoidable. Any questions specific to that? I would encourage everybody in the future to come on out for that if you can at all swing it. One vote can make a difference, and that's what we saw. We saw a very tight final vote that made a difference. So just keep that in mind. Overall, I think we just try to keep it in the worthwhile category, and we'll see where the vote takes us and follow the lead that comes from that as best we can. But I think we've got a pretty fair question before the voters, yea or nay, with a couple opportunities to weigh in on it. We're not looking at the specter of term limits at this point, although we'll see what the vote comes. There could be a study to look into that. We're not looking at the specter of having the conservation fund receipts dramatically altered, although there could be a vote to study that. And we'll see what that all means, but it's there will be some input, and we'll respond to that input. Any other thoughts? Man, we just rolled through a bunch of things there. I don't have anything else that I,
Andy, do you guys keep track of the Senate? What's going on with, like, cause I'm part of your email, but I don't know what carbon footprint or forced carbon credits, cause the NHTOA sent you guys a whole.
oh, right.
Of all the bills that they're imposing to do with forestry. Do you guys keep an eye on those?
We have not jumped into that arena. Certainly not as a commission. I don't know whether individual members have.
NHTOA does, so I know you remember.
The Timberland Owners
Yes.
Association, right?
And they're attempting to establish a tax on carbon through the timber tax law? what that means, so I just, it was interesting reading, because there's a lot of House bills to do with that.
Right, right.
And then there's a 2-year moratorium proposed, and then there was a whole, there's a bill for landowners selling shoreline subject to state shoreline to give the buyer documentation that explains the Protection Act. I don't know if you guys have much to do that, but then there's one for private roads that the NHTOA is kind of keeping their head on things.
Yeah, they're sending this emails with their,
Yeah, it's-
with their,
It's got the governor, it's got the state house on
yep,
it.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
reading them.
Yeah.
When it comes to bills, I don't really pay closer attention until they're closer to becoming law.
And then when I get 206 at once.
Yeah, right.
I have to pick
Yeah,
and choose.
so the New Hampshire Timberland Owners Association is
Sleep at night.
one of their reasons for being is to advocate for or against legislation
Well, they're
that,
staying
that
on
has
top of it.
impact
I
on
think
timberland
it's
owners.
Not to also peruse it if you do get the email at some
Yep.
point.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
quick
worth reading.
read, because you'll read but basically what it is, and they'll tell you what they're doing and their stand on it, and then they will reach out to you and say, you know, we need a written testimony or something.
Yeah.
So if you do see it, I'm just saying, stay on top of it. We can stay on top of it as a community.
Value added if we can manage it. So, thank you, Naomi. All right, there being no more business, do we have a motion?
Motion to adjourn at 9:03.
And a second. Motion made by Mike, seconded by Ray. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Right.
We are adjourned.
Wait a minute,